Hello everybody, what is going on? It is me, the Game Creature here, and today I am joined by Overpowered Peaches, and we're going to be taking a look at some articles, like Mario's getting his own encyclopedia. For some reason, people are once again blaming articles for shootings. Twitch Overwatch League viewers with exclusive in-game items. You can play Call of Duty World War II free with the multiplayer on PC right now. I'm not sure if you weren't able to before. I've never played Call of Duty. And a 2008 sci-fi horror game is now completely free on PC from Origin. So yeah, that's all interesting stuff. Oh, and I forgot one thing. We have the Gordon Freeman mod for Final Fantasy. I think it's like, I don't know how to read that. Final Fantasy 15 or something on PC. You can dress up as Gordon Freeman from Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 1. Yeah, I've actually never played either of those games, so interesting to take a look at.
You've never played Half-Life before?
Nope, too old. I mean, the game is too old.
Yeah, I can understand the first one. It's kind of a bit out there, but at least Half-Life 2,
Yeah,
I played that at least.
I mean, I haven't played that either. It's just I don't really spend too much money on games. I feel like the last game I actually spent money on was Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I was just buying it because it was on sale for I think 50% off or something ridiculous because I have the Origin Access bonus. Yeah, that's the last one I can remember.
Yeah, so is this the most recent Battlefront 2, or is this
the most recent one?
Oh, okay.
The gameplay itself is actually pretty fun. All the microtransaction stuff, that's kind of bad. But even when I was playing, this is the thing. People were saying it's all pay to win and stuff, and you can pay and get the you could pay to get the Darth Vader and stuff. Those were 60,000. Yeah, when I was playing it, even in the in the open beta, the launch before it was released, didn't really feel too pay to win. I could see how people could think that with the star cards, giving you boosting certain abilities and giving you new ones, but really it doesn't make too much of a difference. I never felt like anyone who killed me because they had better cards. It was I was bad or they were better than me. That's it.
When it first started, when it first came out, all of this loot box stuff was going on, and then thanks to the backlash, EA kind of rolled all of that back, and now at least you don't really have that same experience. So it's just that it's kind of like the way the Xbox One came out. It got a really bad rap, and then everybody just kind of forgot about it and went for the PS4.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Battlefront 2, they shouldn't have put microtransactions in something that could potentially alter the game. Some things, there was a sentry turret for the heavy, and it would absolutely shred heroes in a matter of you just pop the card out and it just shreds through an entire hero because it's a regular minigun that shoots the lasers, but it also has explosives when it contacts, and so it does extra damage. And so they nerfed that eventually, but if the microtransactions had stayed in the end, that could have been a problem. But yeah, Battlefront 2 was kind of a mess of a launch. Now that it's out, it's pretty fun. My only concern is that they do actually need to put some sort of microtransactions back in, so we will get a few more years of free DLC, because that's something I really like about it, and it has spoiled me, is the free DLC we get with Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Me, I'm very much kind of a classic guy when it comes to that. I played the original Battlefronts, and quite frankly, I still have yet to play these new ones.
Mm-hmm.
The most that I've known is just kind of the news that's been coming out about them. So
yeah, Battlefront 2015 wouldn't recommend because there's not much content there. I mean, other than like the tons of game modes, but nowadays no one ever plays it, so there's like only one game mode you can actually play. And then Battlefront 2, since it's still going, they actually did introduce new thing, Jetpack Cargo, where you're the jump trooper, but with quicker reloaded rockets. So basically, it's everyone's jumping around with jetpacks, flying around, doing crazy stuff, and we all have rocket launchers, and it's capture the flag. It's essentially,
that's pretty cool.
yeah. I have yet to try it out because like I'm on PC, and let's just say that on PC not as many people play it as on console, and that's why I'm waiting for later down the road to hopefully get cross-platform play to that way like expand the lifespan of the game. Although
Yeah.
I do understand how it could be unfair seeing that keyboard and mouse is much better for playing this game than controller. However, with Battlefront 2 on consoles, you get a lot of auto aim. I've heard. I haven't played it on console, but I've heard you get like quite a bit of aim assist. So it's like that could technically be a bit of a balancer for later down the road.
Yeah, it is a bit more difficult to aim with controller as opposed to computer. So yeah, maybe you're right.
Although then again, controller isn't bad for some things like racing games. Like Need for Speed was like so much more fun when I got my controller to play with.
Yeah, it was way easier than using like keyboard or mouse.
Yeah. However, on Battlefront 2, actually, even when you're using the vehicles in like Starfighter Assault and stuff, I actually was better using keyboard and mouse, probably because I just use it more. But they definitely improved like the handling and feel of the starfighters and vehicles and stuff in Battlefront 2 opposed to Battlefront 2015. Although I do like Battlefront 2 2005, I think it was, approach, like the original Battlefront 2. Uh, so like how you could like get into different ships and then have people fly you out into different areas of the battlefield. That is like something I wish they would implement into Battlefront 2. If they implemented like a 50v50 or 100v100 game mode, where you can like it's like a war field, like it's an actual proper battle, and it like lasts for quite a while, where you can just like find different weapons and guns off and tanks and vehicles, speeders, troop transports, ferry to troops. Like it would just be so much fun. It just feel like a proper Battlefront game. But yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Now the next thing we have is Twitch is going to reward Overwatch League viewers with exclusive in-game items. Fans who cheer in the Twitch chat, cheering involves using the animated chat emojis purchased with real money during matches. They'll have a chance to earn in-game items with rare character skins and exclusive new emotes. Viewers will also have a chance to earn League tokens, a form of virtual currency in Overwatch exclusively used to buy in-game League jerseys. Simply watching matches through to the end, you'll also need to connect your Battle.net and Twitch accounts. Outside of those features, Twitch also says it's using a VIP ticket to the Best of Overwatch League that unlocks even more in-game items behind the scenes, video content on Twitch, and plenty of other perks to be announced. That seems awesome. Also, the partnership between Twitch and Blizzard runs through the league's first 2 seasons, with ESPN's reporting that the deal is worth estimated $90 million. That's a lot. But then again, 10 million people watched the Overwatch League matches during its opening week in January, with an average audience of 280,000 viewers over that span. The Overwatch League returns to its second stage this evening, which will include a number of new signings. Among them is the league's first female player, Kim Kaguri Si Young of the Shanghai Dragons. That overall just sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I know who that is. She's actually a really top Overwatch player.
Well,
Like
that's awesome. It's nice to see tons of people playing Overwatch. And there was I did hear about some backlash over like a sports station. I think it was like I forget what it was, but it was like they were like showing like I think it's like a Dota match or like some esports match, and then people got mad saying that it's not real sports. When I don't think people quite realize just how like massive esports are. Like people who aren't really into the world of video games and video game entertainment, they don't quite realize just exactly what goes on there, and like don't realize how freaking big it is.
well, they've just gotten so used to this old idea of what sports actually is, and we're kind of like gamers are kind of coming in and redefining just this whole idea. And so it's a bit, at times it can be a bit threatening to them. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like this, like esports is huge, and we're not just talking about Overwatch either. It's like tons of games. So
I feel like for me, the definition of sports would probably be like the competition of skill, like in different skill brackets, like basically to see who is the most skilled at a certain task, like say football. It's definitely a lot more of a team dynamic where everyone has to be skilled at exactly what they have to do. And then there's stuff like Overwatch or Dota 2 where they have to play their character correctly to what map they're playing or what game mode or what situation they're in. Like there's a lot of different factors which would make esports and Overwatch gameplay a lot more like demanding mentally than like say a classic sport like baseball would. Although baseball probably would be a bit more mentally demanding than like something like ping pong. I'm not sure what to compare it to. Baseball is just kind of a lousy sport in my eyes because there's not much like classic sport other than people hitting a ball. Like there's no team, no like actual skill other than you can hit a ball with a bat, or you can throw a ball really fast. No, I'm not going to diss people who watch the sport. Like it's fine if you like it, that's fine. It's like people getting mad at me for watching like gaming channels or something. It's like why?
Yeah, I actually used to play baseball whenever I was younger, and for at least the players, there is a lot that does go into that. So it was always difficult for me to actually hit the damn ball.
Same here. It's hard to hit a ball. Like that's why I say it's more mental than physical, because like you have to get that depth perception, how fast the ball's coming at you, when's the right time to swing, where to put the bat. Like that's a lot more mental than something like say being a defensive or offensive lineman in football. I mean defensive, not offensive. It's kind of it's pretty challenging being an offensive lineman. I'm speaking from experience. It's hard, dude. Like you have to memorize all the blocking strategies, which person to block in which situation on which play, to memorize all the plays so you don't, well, at least all the different types of plays so you know what to block, who to block and where. And then you also have to prepare, because sometimes we would set up specifically for the team we were playing that week because we have game film. So yeah, sometimes it changes. Most of the time it just stayed the same. And yeah, although I must say defense was definitely our strong suit, not offense.
Yeah, that was the same with my football team too.
I don't think many teams are actually able to score higher than like 20 or 30 points on us, and then a lot of times we were winning by like in the earlier season when we were playing easier teams, we were able to like rack up at least 30 points usually per game. And then in like games against more challenging teams, he would still win, usually by like 1 touchdown or so. And then there's that time we lost by like 1 point due to crappy refs. What pisses me off the most about that game was the fact that we actually would have won if the refs had counted the touchdown we had gotten, but they didn't for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, that's reps for you.
Yep, really is. And on a more like weird but kind of funny topic, Mario may finally be getting his own encyclopedia in English this October, 3 years after the original Japanese version was released. At first, looking at the article, I was like, wait, what is an what? In Mario Encyclopedia? But then I realized it's probably for all the stuff inside of the Mario games, which would make a lot more sense. Apparently, the original Japanese version of Super Mario Encyclopedia contains 256 pages of content.
Sorry to interrupt, but just to let you know, you're cutting in and out. Yeah. Your audio's cutting in and out.
Yeah, I'm not sure entirely what to do about that.
I don't know what you can do about that, but just...
Yeah.
I
feel like... I'm not entirely sure. Like, there's literally only 3 processes running: my Streamlabs OBS, my Google Chrome, which I use to broadcast this, and then Discord. So I'll quickly open up Task Manager to see just what exactly is sucking up the most data. I'm guessing it's Streamlabs. I don't necessarily have the best Wi-Fi. That's weird. It says only 2% of my network's being used. That's probably the download speeds. Might be my CPU for some reason. I've got like a bunch of things doing jack
It seems like it's cleared up a bit, so if we wanna continue, I guess.
I think it's like whenever I jump into Chrome it gets really bad. But yeah, for some reason I've got like 67% usage on my CPU. But like the highest thing is like Streamlabs OBS using only 16% of that, so I'm like, what the hell? Like, where's the rest of this? And of course, Google Chrome is using almost a full gigabyte of RAM, compared to Streamlabs, like only 800 megs. It's weird. Alright. With that out of the way, what do you want to go on to next? The free multiplayer for Call of Duty WW2?
Well, I'm still doing a bit of research into this encyclopedia for Super Mario. It almost looks like it was kind of halted here.
I mean, this seems like a bit of a fad, like the whole Mario's nipples thing.
What?
There was actually a thing. I covered it on the podcast. People were going crazy over the fact that Mario had nipples in Super Mario Odyssey, but didn't have a belly button. My question was, why do you care?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the biggest question. Like, I feel like people are just going crazy over the smallest details sometimes. Okay, we'll check out the free PC game from Origin and EA. It's Dead Space. Dead Space 1 is now available for free. Now, since I have Origin Access, I can play all 3 of the Dead Space games. Not going to, because I hate horror games, because no thank you. I like watching other people play, because it's funny to see people like cry and get scared over like video games. And like, yeah, I could not do that. I'm fully aware that I could not physically do that.
Well, I'm kind of the same way, because I have my own Let's Play channel, but I've kind of steered clear away from sort of horror games in terms of survival horror. I don't do very well. Typically, I'll panic, but when it comes to, because I played Dead Space 2, when it comes to these games, they're horror, yes, but they're actually give you a weapon that you can use to defend yourself, and so it's kind of really really different. It still scares the crap out of me because my wife was actually watching me play Dead Space 2, laughing her ass off at, just every single time something popped out, it would make me jump. But as soon as I did, I would just blast the guy away. So it's just my wife really got a kick out of the game.
That's good. One thing I do want to bring up, though, I'm really into VR games. I might be willing to play a VR horror game. Like, I have this meme on my phone, and it's a little girl has a PSVR headset on, and the dad said she was going to be playing Mario Kart 2, and it was I think Resident Evil was what he was holding up, and nope, this is what she's actually playing on PSVR, is the Resident Evil.
Oh, that's so mean.
I know. Oh. But also, one thing with VR, I actually learned today, this guy on YouTube actually did it. He ran an Oculus Rift on a GTX 1050. The exact same graphics card I actually happen to have on my desktop. Not that I'm using it right now, I'm using my laptop, but it's nice to know that I can actually run VR without having to pay for a 1060 or 580, which are like $400 right now.
Yeah, one of the earlier computers that I got for my YouTube channel, at least, was a 970, and that was actually VR ready as well. So
I think a GTX 1050 is kind of on par with the 970, or at least a 960. I'll look it up right now, the benchmarks. GTX.
Yeah, the only issue with it was its RAM and its motherboard just wasn't as powerful. So
yeah, the frame rates he was getting weren't the best, but he said if it was over 30, he couldn't really tell between the lower frame rates of 30 and stuff, and the higher frame rate. So okay, yeah, the 970 is a bit better. Let's try I think it's maybe the TI, 1050 Ti, I think maybe. Oh no, 1050 Ti is still a bit less in certain games. Yeah, not too much. But yeah, it's nice to know that I can play VR with such a big fan of VR that I am. I tried it once on I think it was HTC Vive, and it was just this game, and you had to blast asteroids. And it was super simple, but it was so much fun. I just love it.
I've been thinking about doing VR for my channel at least, and the only problem that I've got is I can't afford any sort of headset. So
I mean, the headset is actually getting cheaper. I think it's last time I looked, it was $300 to $400, which is actually pretty cheap for a VR. At least that's the Oculus. And I've heard that's also the easiest to set up. Yeah, it's definitely an expensive investment, but I would recommend it to anyone who is at least a bit of an enthusiast in PC gaming, because it is really worth it.
Yeah, I've got the rig to run it. It's just just don't have the equipment.
Yeah. I love how far technology has come with the fact that we can have either the VR on our smartphones, which I actually tried a few Samsung Gear VRs. Other than the controller not being able to work at all, it wasn't bad, but it was definitely not as good as the HTC Vive was. Anyways, let's check out what COD World War II multiplayer free on PC right now has to offer me. Curious about Call of Duty World War II, Activision is hosting a free trial weekend for the game's multiplayer on PC this weekend. Free play weekend started today and run through February 25th, ending at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, that sounds fun. I'm not gonna play it because I'm not really into the Call of Duty, but it definitely could be interesting. For anyone who was looking at it, they can check it out, at least on PC. I did this with the Overwatch thing that happened last week. Playing Overwatch, that was really fun on the free-to-play weekend. I gotta tell you, I never realized how good Overwatch was until I had played it, and like I might actually save up and buy it after I get my new equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're on to the last and most controversial probably topic. Once again, like last stream, I try to steer clear of these political issues, but like last time, it was J.J. Abrams being a bit of a butt to Star Wars fans who didn't like The Last Jedi, and now it's the Kentucky governor saying video games are to blame for school shootings. Yeah, it's not though. Like
it's not at all, because any study that has ever been done concerning video games and violence, the results have at least been, inconclusive on whether or not it actually happens.
Yeah.
So,
and like the ones that do actually provide actual quote unquote evidence usually don't take into account the other factors like home life, if their parents are divorced, if they get bullied at school, like all these other factors that would have a greater impact than video games. I feel like video games would actually decrease the amount of school shootings, because you can take out any like violence and stuff onto the people in the video games. It's not the other way around.
Yeah, you're feeling violent video games as an outlet.
Yeah.
And some other studies that I've seen as well, and I should probably link them at some point, have shown that any sort of violence that goes on in video games is not what causes rage or aggression. It's difficult puzzles. So people use the violence,
lag.
People use the blood.
No, it's lag. It's lag.
Yeah, that's true too.
Dude, I was playing Minecraft on my friend's server, like we're doing this Sky Factory series, and the lag was so bad I was just getting pissed right off. Like, you can go check his stream, it's like Bash TDA on Twitch. I was so mad. So mad. So I just got off and started playing Tabs.
Yeah.
Tabs is a fun game.
People use the blood, the gore, the violence. People might have a problem with that, but gamers use that as a means of catharsis. So I really love Doom. I really love the Doom series.
Yeah.
And it hasn't given me thoughts of like, oh, I'm gonna go and do something really horrible. No, it's, after I'm done with Doom, I go eat an entire tub of ice cream and fall asleep. Like, I'm not gonna be doing anything violent.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah. So the thing was with this, what I've seen so often is these people are looking for a scapegoat for all of these school shootings that have been happening, and they've been using video games for a while, and it's just not true.
Yeah.
So the common trends are we're going to get really controversial here.
The common trends are people pick up on this and get all controversial. My channel might actually grow, so I profit from controversy, so I don't care.
Well, the common trends that we see are typically people that were able to get a hold of guns, that most likely shouldn't have. So,
yeah.
Because the gun laws in this country, I've looked into a lot of this, and the gun laws in this country are just absolutely screwed. There's what gun regulation exists is spotty, and it really doesn't cover a whole lot. So,
I feel like there's enough to make them you have to have at least a 15-inch barrel on all rifles. And I feel like that's a good thing because that makes them more accurate. So if you're hunting or something, the bullet's not going to stray off.
Yeah.
Or if you're in a large group of people and you're holding someone hostage, you don't accidentally shoot 10 people instead of just one.
Yeah.
The longer the barrel, the minimum the damages. It may look scary to people who are not familiar with guns, but it's actually safer. Like the bigger gun you have, unless it's like a minigun or something, or like an AK-47, those kind of do look scary because you always associate those with like war and military and stuff. But yeah, I feel like one of the most dangerous guns is actually like a Glock. because like the Glocks are so inaccurate. Or that could actually be like someone pulls a Glock on me and they're trying to rob me. I look at him like I might scoff like that's just a joke. Though I probably wouldn't because like it's a dude who's got a gun to me, so I'm probably just gonna comply. But I feel like if guns should be reduced, it's probably like pistols and handguns, and the gun regulation should be longer barrels, so more accurate. And I feel like the amount of ammo you can have in the gun at the time can be reduced. Like maximum for rifle should be probably around 10 bullets, and that's probably good. And then for like handguns, like 6, just use a revolver.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
One big thing, at least for me, is that I'd like them to be at least consistent throughout the entire country, because as of right now, you can be rejected for getting a gun and say, like, let's just pick a random state, like Missouri, and then you can just go into another state, and even though you were rejected previously, you could easily go into you can go into even a gun show and just get a gun without even having to show your driver's license.
Yeah, I feel that definitely needs to be like guns and stuff. Like if one person gets denied in one state, it should definitely like apply to like all other states. And, like I have heard that like you go through like a thorough background check when you like go get a gun. I kind of have my dad to vouch for that. Although we don't live in the U.S. Although I feel like the real reason that there's more mass shootings in the U.S. than anywhere else is because the U.S. also has like over 300 million people. Like there's a lot of people in your country, so there's going to be a lot more death and violence and shooting. So that it goes in tandem. More people, more gun violence. More people, more any violence, really.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but to be perfectly honest, I think it's far more of just like I was saying before, the inconsistency of our gun laws is they're not regulated to the point that they should be, because of organizations like the NRA that prevent any sort of progress being made at all. And we're not even talking about gun regulation or gun control, any sort of issue concerning guns. Nothing is ever done about that. And it's because the organization, the NRA, just doesn't allow anything like that to happen. They lobby to prevent any sort of laws or any sort of regulations to be put out on guns. So it's just a big problem.
I feel like there should be some regulations, like definitely like how long the barrel could be, how much ammo you can have. Obviously, you shouldn't have like a minigun in your house. That's retarded.
I don't want my neighbor building a nuke or anything. So
yeah, I feel like there probably shouldn't actually be a limit to how many guns you can have, because it really depends on what types of gun you're doing. Guns you're collecting, like old antique guns, or rare, more finely crafted guns, high quality guns, like stuff like that. You're a gun collector. You're like a gun enthusiast, someone who takes pride in their guns, maintains them, goes out to a gun range quite often. Someone who likes to go hunting. Like those are all really great uses for guns. And I feel like people just overlook that a lot. Like guns can be tools, like a knife. In fact, I'd rather be killed with a gun than with a knife, because with a knife you have to repeatedly stab me. Gun, boom, one click bullet to the head, I'm out. It's like one of the most painless ways to get murdered, I feel like. At least that's what I would think. Because like I wouldn't want to be stabbed to death. Because like I actually here I have this meme, and it's the Kermit the Frog drinking tea meme, and it says abortion kills 300 times more kids than guns do. So to be consistent, I'm assuming you want them banned too. Like it's the same people making this argument. oh, guns kill people. No, people kill people. That's how it works. The gun is just the tool used.
Yeah. Well, I don't disagree. I mean, I think that definitely people need to, if they're going to get a gun, they need to have a sufficient amount of training in order to use that gun,
Yeah.
properly, to have that kind of respect that needs. So,
Yeah. There's just the three thing. Like, there's a few things that go with gun ownership. You have to be responsible. You have to be well trained in using that gun, and you have to use it responsibly
yeah.
and have some form of common sense. There's actually in the U.S. it's your right to have a gun and to be able to defend yourself. In Canada, even if you have a gun, you can have a gun, but you can't defend yourself with that gun. Like, if someone's breaking onto your property, even if they have a gun, you're not allowed to shoot them to protect you and your family.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish. I wish we were allowed to use guns to defend ourselves. Because if someone pulls a gun on us, what am I supposed to do? The only other way I could defend myself was with a gun, or if I had a bulletproof vest on, was a ninja, or a special ops person from the Navy or military or something. Regular people aren't going to know how to defend themselves, so you at least should have a gun to defend yourself. But then again, there are disadvantages and advantages to that kind of system. If you shouldn't be giving out guns to homeless people because they don't have a way to properly store it and lock it. So yeah. There's also one. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, if we want to jump back to the article here and just kind of talk about the points they bring up.
Yeah.
Well, one big thing that they mention I see in the article is parents need to take a personal responsibility to keep an eye on what their kids are playing.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with that. I don't think that video games cause any sort of shooting, but also if you really need to care about the sort of things that your kids are playing, as a parent, definitely take up that responsibility.
With my parents will not let me play a Grand Theft Auto game. And I agree with that. There's definitely some bad things you can do in Grand Theft Auto. But I feel I'd love to play Grand Theft Auto online because apparently you can't have any nudity and stuff in Grand Theft Auto online. That's only in the story and stuff of GTA 5, I hear. But parents definitely have to be careful with their kids because I'd like to say most young kids play on console because it's very expensive and for PC gaming. Unless you're using a laptop to play Minecraft or Roblox or something. But with consoles, you have to go to a store and buy a disc usually, or you have to download it online. But then again, little kids aren't going to have payment methods. So another tip for parents with video games is don't give them your credit card information to go willy-nilly with it unless you can trust them. They're responsible-ish teenager. I'm not going to say responsible teenager because, let's be honest, teenagers as a whole aren't very responsible. We're really not. We do stupid stuff a lot.
I guess it just depends on the teenager too.
And the group he or she is with. Me and my friends are pretty stupid.
I'm about 20. I'm 26 years old, and whenever I was a teenager, I did some pretty dumb stuff.
One of my friends actually picked up a cigarette off the ground and put it in his mouth.
What?
This is also the same guy who stuck his hand in the snake hole. In the same trip.
So 300 IQ?
Probably less. No, 400 because he watches Rick and Morty probably.
Yeah, I've seen all of Rick and Morty 3 times, so I've got a 600 IQ.
I don't watch Rick and Morty even. It's not because I wouldn't like the show. It's because I only don't watch it because of the stupid people I don't want to be associated with. The person who went to that McDonald's and freaked out over the fact that they didn't have Schweizen sauce and started jumping up on the counter saying like on Pickle Rick or something. Like, have you seen that video?
Yeah,
Oh, it's so
that's pretty
retarded.
crazy.
Well, that was the funniest thing. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, other than the GIF I have of a guy trying to jump into a pool on a plastic chair, but the plastic chair isn't enough to hold up the fat ass's weight, and he just crashes through and just falls flat face first into the pool.
See, that's when I make a bowl of popcorn and just sit back and watch.
Yep. Or there's the freaking rooster that I have on my phone. Like, I have this really weird gif of like a rooster, but it looks like it was taken from like its head and it was twisted 180 degrees, like 360 degrees, but its legs stayed in place. And it looked weird. Like, it was.
That's very strange.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. See, what other weird things do I have? What do I have pictures of? Oh yeah, there's this bridge and it's like capacidad máxima 10 personas. That means maximum capacity 10 persons in Spanish, I believe. And then maximum capacity 3 Americans. Because the American obesity crisis. Or epidemic.
God. Really?
Oh, and then I have this meme. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who is a good boy? Cat is. And it's this nightmare of a dog's having.
Oh no, man. That's horrible.
I love this dude. It's like this old, like, fat gamer dude with like a bunch of things of Mountain Dew. There it is. Spurburp.
Is that Boogie? I think that's Boogie 2988.
It might be. Spurburp the Dew Master. Friend, I see you run low on elixirs. Might you be interested in replenishing your supplies from my stock? Buy, cost 40 GP. Bargain, 30% chance of 10 GP cost reduction. Sell items. Exit shop. This is just such a great meme for me because, like, I understand where this is from. And then I also have a picture of a retarded amount of cats sitting in, like, a single tree. Oh, and then there's this tweet. I think it was faked, but it was from Vsauce. If furries want to be animals, then we have the right to hunt them.
Oh, God.
That's awesome.
Guess I better start running, huh?
Well, then there's this thing. Armed suspect robs convenience store, gets shot by every customer inside. Then below it's a picture of explosions on top of the whatever that hill is you guys have of the president's face is carved into rock. And then there's a guy holding an American flag and a shot in one hand and then a shotgun in another, riding an American eagle, a bald eagle.
Yeah, that's Cheyenne Mountain.
Ah. Oh yeah, I went to see the Black Panther movie today. I have this.
How was that?
It wasn't. It was pretty good. But the thing is, I have this meme as the facts meme. The dude comes up with the facts, opens the book. Black Panther is a superhero movie, not a freaking race movement. Because I saw some people like saying that they weren't gonna go opening day because they're taking away pride and stuff from black people, even though like it's not a race movement.
Yeah, I heard about that. That is so stupid.
I know. Well, then I have this meme.
Well, the other thing about that. Sorry to just jump off on this, but the other thing about that is, you know, whether we're a different skin color or not, like we're still supporting the movie. Like, if you go to see this movie, you may have taken a seat from a black person, but you still gave money to this movie to be successful. So I mean,
I also have this picture. And it's a picture of Deadpool holding up the the thumbs up, and it says, "If gun kill people, I guess pencils misspell words, cars drive drunk, and spoons make people fat."
You know, I mean, that's not entirely wrong. Think about it. If we ate from our fingers, you know, we wouldn't be as fat as we are today.
I mean, I feel like spoons keep getting bigger every year. Oh, this is a picture I have, and it's like a picture of Donald Duck, like at Disneyland, seeing a bunch of ducks and being like super happy and stuff. It's awesome. Oh, this. When you meet your girl's dad and realize I can't say that word because I'm not black, that sold you condoms 2 days ago.
Oh, that's horrible.
And then there's this tweet. Man dies after masturbating 62 times straight on Valentine's Day. Guy replies to it, guys, take note, the limit is 61.
So anyways,
yeah, I'm done looking at memes now. Like the last podcast I did with Moral Truth, we just hopped on, and then once we were done talking about Overwatch and all the other stuff that we had covered I had for that week, we just started looking at memes. Well, I started looking at memes and sending them to him until we realized, oh wait, no one can see these memes.
Yeah,
so I should probably just end the podcast and we can keep doing the same thing though.
I mean, you could have a meme segment to where you kind of find your favorite memes that you found that week, and then share them up on the screen.
True. However, I'm actually going to be starting a new channel like in a few months or so when I get my new my new microphone equipment and stuff, and it's going to be called The Meme Creature. And you can only guess what I'm going to be doing on that.
Sub to that.
Well, everyone can sub to that for some nice quality rip-off PewDiePie's meme review.
That's gonna rip it off. I went in on this. I went on that.
Ripping it off straight. I'll even go straight to his subreddit and just rip off the memes from there too. We'll just take a look at those memes too. Just turn off the ripping off PewDiePie's meme review into like an actual meme because you're looking at his memes while ripping him off.
It's just completely
so you rip off two things at once. It's like you rip off meme review and you rip off the why. It's the ultimate meme.
So you said you're getting new equipment. What equipment are you using now?
Right now I'm using for the microphone. I'm using my Sades SA805 headset microphone. I'm going to be upgrading to the NW700 with a pop filter and a microphone now because it came almost like a bundle for like less than $40. As well as the here, I'll pull it up right now, but it's like something B2 audio interface or something. It's like a cheap audio interface that like works really well and stuff. It's super simple and like provides the phantom power needed to power it. Yes, the Behringer UM2. I'm going with this that way, like later down the road, like it'll be an easy swap out of microphones if I want to get something like Audio Technica AT2020 with the that's the XLR version, with like pretty much any other like more expensive XLR microphone.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It doesn't look too bad.
Yep. It was recommended by like the person I watch on YouTube for all like my audio stuff. He's called Podcastage, I think. I think that's what he's called.
Yeah, I was curious, like, because I was just like thinking, maybe I could send him a mic, but I'm just like, wait a minute, I'm broke. I don't have any money right now, so
yeah. That's all good.
Luckily for Christmas, my mother, I'm out of the house. I don't live in my mother's basement or anything. My mother actually got me a Blue Yeti, which was a really nice Christmas present. So
yeah.
But I was gonna say,
for my birthday or Christmas, I'm asking my parents like just combine the two and just get me an Oculus Rift. Like just,
I should ask for that too.
And then because like after I buy like all this stuff, audio stuff, I actually today got to try out the Skull Candy Crusher headphones, and I must say it was pretty good. Like they were really nice. Like the bass, like you have a bass slider, and like at full volume, the bass on that thing was insane. Like insane.
I know what my next set of headphones are going to be.
What?
Well, the Skull Crusher. I mean, the Skull Candy Crusher. This looks pretty awesome.
Which Crusher though? I know there's a bunch of
them. Probably the cheapest.
Yeah, I'll take a look on Amazon right now. Skull Candy Crushers. And the ones I tried, they're like less than 200. They're like just under 200 Canadian. There's also some other crushers that like aren't as good. Although I can't like some other good ones are the Skull Candy Hesh series. I hear those are good, the Hesh 2s and the Hesh 3s. And then I actually have a pair of Skull Candy Grind on-ear headphones, which I actually really like. I would recommend getting the Bluetooth version. Since my dad apparently doesn't like Bluetooth for some reason, because he said it messes with your head apparently, because radio waves for Bluetooth for some reason. I don't know. He wouldn't let my mom buy me the Bluetooth version.
Yeah.
But to combat that, literally just bought like a few days ago my own Bluetooth earbuds because I broke all my other pairs of cheap earbuds. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy some Bluetooth earbuds because the next smartphone I get probably won't have a headphone jack, so there's no real point.
Yeah, I guess it just depends.
Yeah. I actually tried out the iPhone 10 today. I'm not really into Apple devices, but the iPhone 10 is really nice. Feels premium. The screen is awesome. Like, it's just premium metal and glass all around. Like, no complaints on anything.
Yeah, I'm about 5 versions behind.
Mm-hmm. I actually have a Moto E4, which is the latest Moto E. So, I mean, it doesn't have USB-C or any fancy dual cameras or anything, but it's a decent budget phone for like $100. And this thing charges up really fast and lasts me quite a while. And I literally just got a case when I got the Bluetooth earbuds. And let me tell you, I dropped my phone a lot, and this phone has survived all of it. Water dropping off something like, I'd say it's like 6 feet or so. Like, it's taller than I am. I think it's like 6 to 10 feet. The 6 to 10 feet drops straight onto tile floors. The only thing that happened was the back popped off, and then I popped it back on, and it works perfectly fine. Let's say though, the plastic edges did get like scraped up a lot, but because it is plastic, I actually just took a file, like just a regular like nail file, and managed to smooth those edges right down from being like super rough and scratching and stuff. Like, very smooth. Like, as smooth as all the other edges. So it's like, there's disadvantages and advantages to the plastic back on this thing. It's also pretty thin.
Wow. I just downloaded Dead Space, and I think I might play this for the channel.
I thought about taking a look for it. Probably not going to. I know I can get all 3 of them for free because my subscription to freaking Origin Access, but I'm just not going to. There's no real need for me to do it.
The second one I'd say was probably the best. Now there's people that are going to want to fight me for that, but the third one, I don't think anybody's going to argue that the third one was kind of the worst.
I mean, generally the third installment of a series generally isn't the best, just because like all the creativity. Like what?
Lost Planet 3. I don't know if you played that series at all, but the first and the second one were really good, and the third one was actually trying to compete with Dead Space 3, and so it just changed everything around and ruined everything.
I was referring more of like to the Mass Effect, like the series that like the last Mass Effect game right before Andromeda. And apparently, like, the ending for that was, like, terrible because, like, you fight through, like, 3 epic games and then you just get to, like, this thing and the ending is literally you choosing between 3 color-coded options. And then the end sequence is literally just a beam of colored light going across the sky. And that's it.
Yeah, that was a big disappointment.
Yeah. I feel like I actually haven't finished playing all of Andromeda yet, but, like, the bit I've played so far has been pretty good. I did get one of those really funny animation glitches, though. Like, my character's head, he went from looking straight to his neck popping out and then just, like, turning all the way around. And so it's, like, looks like he was forming a U with his neck to look behind him. It was weird. It's not even like creepy like that horror movie thing, like where the person's head just turns directly like around. Like it was weird.
Yeah.
Just a generally weird game. Yeah. Alright, that should wrap up the podcast for today. Hope you guys all enjoyed that. Don't forget to smash that like button. Like button. And
yeah, I'm gonna put that in the end of my video now too. The like button. I wish I'm gonna petition YouTube to change that
to a like button. Check out Overpowered Peaches in the description. Buy my merchandise. I have merchandise. You can buy stuff, and it'll support me. And I need the money. You can also donate to my Streamlabs page or like my Patreon. But in order to get to the Patreon, you'll probably have to go to my Discord server, which you should also join. I'm just running through all the list of things just to make sure I don't miss anything to tell you guys to join or buy that. Anyways, that'll be all for today.
Make sure to subscribe to PewDiePie as well. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you should totally subscribe to PewDiePie.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. Yep, I'll see you guys all probably tomorrow because I do streams on Saturdays. Bye.